What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in today. I have an exciting unboxing to dig into for you. Just pulled this thing out of the mailer. Huge shout out to Kizer for sending this in for us to take a look at. Let's go ahead and get this thing out of here. I believe this is a new version for the month of July. We have a couple of stickers there and a microfiber cloth, which is always a nice touch. And then our knife will be housed here with some extra hardware, which is another great touch. So what we are looking at here, ladies and gentlemen, is a new Kizer Nice Guy in a different configuration, at least different than I have ever seen. We are perfectly centered up there. Look at that double set of jimping. That is very nice. We have textured G10 handles, and I believe these are down around like $30-ish, which is not a bad deal at all for a Kizer build. We have Azo as the designer, which he is one of Kizer's just bread and butter designers. He does a phenomenal job. Give credit where credit is due. Azo, in my opinion, does a phenomenal job for Kizer. So we are looking at their PVD coated D2 blade here. Nice drop point shape. It is very thin on the blade stock here, and it thins out as it goes to the tip. And then it feels nice and thin behind the edge. We will check that edge here in a few moments. Nice little area here after the flipper tab, so that way you can still get up behind that edge in a casual grip. It's not, you might want to be careful bearing down. You might still slide up onto the corner of that blade there, but it can be done in a casual grip. And we are going to be looking at a deep carry clip here. I love that they're using this clip even on their budget offerings, because this pocket clip is a very sound pocket clip. Might be a little long for this knife, but they're using, you know, what they have in their store, in their stock. It's not too long for the knife. If it was a little bit shorter, it would be even more fit for this knife. But I get why they're using this clip, and I love the deep carry clip that Kizer does on a lot of their models. It will be reversible there, and here you can get a good look at the texture that is on this G10. Nicely chamfered on the edges there. We do have a lanyard hole. Very minimal on the hardware. We have a pivot, 2 body screws, and it will be duplicated on the clip side here, and then we have our 2 pocket clip screws. In regards to the pocket clip and what does that look like in the pocket, we'll get our Issuing Stitches Hank out here and give that a little look-see. So it's going to be completely buried in the pocket. You won't see much, if any, of that knife poking out of the pocket. That'll be pretty buried down in the pocket, and some people will love that. Some people are going to be indifferent about that. Good retention on that clip. Like I said, this pocket clip is phenomenal. I love that we have a double row of jimping. I've been saying for a long time, I can't wait till the day that we see jimping. Just run it out all the way. I mean, really, don't run it to here and then stop it. You know, at least here we have a nice row, and then we have a secondary row in case we're getting up onto that tip or we're really bearing down on this thing. I like that option that Azo is giving us here. We do have good access to the liner there, and it is rounded. Kind of has like a semi-chamfer to it, and it's going to have that same nice Kizer action. The detent on this thing is really nice. Once it breaks in, it'll drop even better. The blade is very thin and very light, so it's not just going to, you know, go slamming shut, but it's very clean, very smooth on the drop, and that detent is nice and stout. Nice and snappy. I don't know if we can Yeah, nice little positive click. Let's go ahead and we'll check that edge, see what kind of edge they put on this Kizer nice guy. We'll go ahead and give it a tall order with this shitty telephone book paper here, which I'm going to need to get some more of from the old post office over there. They typically have free books just sitting there, free telephone books. Yeah, it's got a good edge on it. I like that blade shape too. It's a nice tall drop point. Love that blade shape. It's just a great blade shape. I love it. Love, love, love it. Let's go ahead and see what kind of lockup we have here. We are looking at a healthy lockup, probably 50%, which is good. We did check centering. It was perfectly centered. There's no detent lash. There's no pivot lash. Soft open. There's no up and down play. And there's no side to side play. I love when I see reviewers do that. They're like, there's no side to side play. I try to feel right here and feel if there's any movement in there, and there is none on this, which means we have a very proper and solid lockup on this knife here. And I think companies, I'm not saying I had anything to do with it, but I think companies got the memo that we want our locking knives to stay locked up, right? At least that's the way I feel. I think there was a point in time where a lot of knives were failing just a simple little tap like this. And it was for a while with a lot of different companies. And all of a sudden, you know, some asshole made a video, then a couple other assholes made more videos based off that video, and I think the word got out that people don't want, you know, some people were, you know, I don't listen to them people. I want my locking knife to stay locked up, at least under, you know, a little tappy tap. That there's no excuse for it to fail something like that. Now, if you're using it to, you know, smash a nail into a 4x4, well, then it might fail. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're just talking about making sure that lock is going to hold up under the pressures of use, right? That's what we want to know. Now, before we gizzo, this is a nice guy right here in its more premium form, which you won't be able to get this one here. This is a Blade Show dinner exclusive right here. Only the people who went to the Blade Show dinner were able to get one of these, and I think they only had like 100 of these made or something. And yes, I have one. Actually, I have two. But this one is coming in Nitro V, I believe. And then we have aluminum with the Action for Fun 11th anniversary here. And then we got this cool little artwork here on the back, still running that standard deep carry clip there. This one has a satin finish blade, and as you can see, this one has broken in fairly nicely. The coated blade might cause it to get held up just a little bit, which means it'll need a little bit more break-in than something with a uncoated blade like this satin finished one here. But yeah, I like these little nice guy knives. Typically, I like a knife a little bigger than these, but like I said in the recent past here, I've really come around on this size of knife. And if you're wondering what the size is, we are looking at 2 3/4 of total edge, 2.5 inches of cutting edge, and 6 3/4 overall. Typically not that small, but I've learned to really come around on knives of this size or similar size, especially when you're giving us the ability to get up behind that edge. I do really like that. In a standard grip, I am not fitting my hand on this knife. But because of that choke up area, it's a huge game changer for designs like this. And that's how they've figured out a way to make a smaller knife like this with a small handle and have bigger hands be able to use the knife. I don't really want to bring out other knives from other companies, but like the Mini Acorn, the Mini Cub, there's other Kizers that are just like this as well, where you have this really small handle but a nice finger choil, so you can get a full grip on this knife, which I like. Is it imperative that I have a full grip on every knife? No. Typically I want that, but something like this here, where this is no question just a 3-finger knife, it's designed to be a 3-finger knife, but this is an awesome little blade here. This is the Banish from Kizer, and you can see here, you know, the nice guy basically towers over the Banish there. But I've been using this Banish the last couple of days, and this is just kind of if you need to have a blade with you type of deal. These two knives are perfect for something such as that. You just want a blade, you want to be able to cut or poke if need be, you know, nothing more, nothing less. Easy to carry, easy to get that blade out, easy to handle, good ergonomics, and best of all, coming in at like 30 bucks. I mean, can't beat that. And that's the same with the Banish as well. Nitro V textured G10 for like 30-35 bucks. It's going to be pretty hard to beat. Kizer is starting to really take hold of, you know, that $30-40 range all the way up to $180. If they start putting titanium clips on their $50-60 models and up, boy, it'll be tough to compete with. You guys will have to let me know. What do you think of the Kizer Nice Guy? Let me know. Love hearing from you. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, everyone. It really helps push these videos out there so more people have a chance to check them out. If you're new here, we release videos just like this one every single day. Hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell. I'd love to have you here. I'll put up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. That also really helps push these videos out there, even if you just watch it for a few seconds. Thank you. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have an awesome day. I will catch you on the next one.